Good morning, I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. It's another day in paradise, another hot day in paradise. So let's make some desserts that take advantage of our SoFlo summer harvest, like starfruit, papaya, peaches, and raspberries. Are you ready? Because SoFlo Taste starts right now. How fun is that? Good morning all, I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein and welcome all to SoFlo Taste and the Goya Kitchen in the Culinary Lab at Florida Education Institute. Hot enough for you? I'll just bet it is. But to take your mind off of our long hot summer, I've got some summer desserts just for this time of year. So let's get coolin' and cooking. The first thing I'm going to teach you is a very traditional panna cotta, but we're going to top it with beautiful citruses. So to start a panna cotta, which is a custard without eggs, we're going to heat up some cream and milk, equal parts. All right, to that I'm going to add sugar and some vanilla paste. Vanilla paste is not quite like vanilla extract. If you were to take a vanilla bean and combine it with vanilla extract, that would be vanilla paste. It's kind of like in a gel form, so I'll add that to the mixture and allow everything to just melt. At the same time, I've got some ice water here and some powdered gelatin. I'm gonna go ahead and bloom the gelatin. Now blooming means that the gelatin will expand, and once it's bloomed, we can add it into the milk and cream mixture and then make our panna cotta. So, just so you all know, this is my new cooktop, and it's induction, just like I have at home. This one came from General Hotel and Restaurant Supply and the Volrath Company. It cooks with electromagnetic energy and just need to use cookware that's magnetic like this. Stainless steel or cast iron, it works perfectly. General Hotel and Restaurant Supply has been a leader in premier kitchen equipment for nearly 70 years. Visit their chef's wonderland with thousands of items for the chef, both home and professional, in Miami Lakes or online at generalhotel.com. As this is getting nice and warm, I'm going to go ahead and shut off the heat and add my now bloomed gelatin to the mixture. Make sure you get every last bit of it. You're gonna need it. Now my panna cottas have always been not so stiff, more on the jiggly side. I love a nice creamy panna cotta, but I don't like it to be too stiff. So the amount of gelatin that I will give you in my recipes, which by the way, you can always find my recipes on SoFloTaste.com, they are always just enough gelatin. Never an abundance of, because I want it to just be super creamy. So once this is combined well and you realize that the gelatin has melted and everything is melted, you take a ladle and you can either pour this into something pretty to serve it in and cool it obviously overnight, or you can put it in something that you can eventually flip over. But my favorite way to serve it is like this, in just a nice little rocks glass. And I wanted to show you the texture before I top these of the panna cotta, because it's just beautifully creamy. So you see that nice jiggle? So that's what it should be like. Now if you want to get fancy, God, this is so good. You can add some zests of, I don't know, oranges or lemons or limes. You can add your own flavors to it. It's really up to you. What we're gonna do now is just top it with a little citrus salad. So here I have blood oranges, grapefruit, and oranges and tangerines. I'm just gonna mix this all together, and this will lighten this even more. So right before you serve it, just top it with your favorite topping. Now, if you're not into citrus, how dare you? No, seriously, if you're not into citrus, then use berries, some maybe stone fruit now that they're in season. It's totally up to you. So come right back, because instead of getting warmed up, I'm just getting cooled up with my summer desserts here on SoFlo Taste, and I'll have some help.
Come back to the Goya Kitchen at the Culinary Lab at Florida Education Institute. Chef Michelle and the food. This is SoFlo Taste.
Coming up right after SoFlo Taste, it's SoFlo Home Project with me, Elena Capra, so stay tuned.
It's a Milam's Markets Minute. Here's Melinda Harper.
And we are joined by Lee Milam right here in the produce department, and he is here to tell us why their produce is simply the best. Lee?
Yeah, so we've been serving Miami-Dade County for over 40 years. We really try to have variety that exceeds our competitors. We're a premier destination for food. We buy for 6 stores. Our competitors, they buy for hundreds, thousands of stores. That means they can't have the very best. They just simply cannot. But we, on the other hand, for only 6 stores, we're able to access that top tier quality and variety.
You know, Lee, sometimes when I go to the store, it's hard for me to find things. Tell us how Milam's is different in that aspect.
I think we've all experienced that at other retailers, whether it be supermarkets or not. That's a trend of the industry. Less people. You have self-checkout. You have to do all the work yourself. We're not about that here. We really hope that everybody can take a trip to our stores and experience what we're all about. But for those that can't make it, order online. milamsmarkets.com. Let us bring the best to you.
And I got to tell you, this store feels special. It feels different. You should really come out and give it a try for yourself.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. I'm here in the fabulous Culinary Lab at Florida Education Institute. FEI's Culinary Arts program offers students like these an education that spans international culinary fundamentals. In only months, you can graduate from the FEI Culinary Arts program and start your new career on the dynamic SoFlo culinary scene. For more information, visit fei.edu/culinary-arts. Now back to some of my summer dessert recipes. And joining me from the Culinary Lab here at Florida Education Institute is Amalia Andara, Pastry and Baking Arts Director. How are you, my love?
Hi, good. Hi, nice. Thank you for having me today.
Now, listen, Amalia actually saves us all the time. She makes us look good. I have to say, welcome to your own kitchen, first of all. But also, Amalia here, when we're in trouble with pastry, she comes in and she takes over and she teaches us so much. So thank you.
You're welcome.
In a matter of just a couple of weeks, you've done so much for us already. So
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I've decided to make a peach crisp, mainly because, you know, it's summer and it is stone fruit season, and I couldn't think of anything delicious and simple, honestly, especially with a little ice cream on top.
Yes, and the kids love it.
The kids love it. Yeah, and nothing says summer to me like a crisp or a cobbler. If you wouldn't mind, I'm going to have you make the topping and I'll make the filling. What Amalia, or chef, has in front of her is some simple all-purpose flour, and she's going to cut in some, I like a combination of brown sugar and white sugar. I don't know about you.
Yes.
You do the
it's,
same?
Yeah, the brown sugar gets more flavor and more softness and smoothness to the batter.
Okay, so brown sugar, white sugar, some oats, right, for crispiness, and then a little bit of cinnamon.
Yeah.
And butter, of course,
We mix
to bring
all
it together.
and then we cut the butter in.
That's what I do.
Let's put the sugar.
And then at the same time, I'm going to be making the filling. So this is just a whole lot of peaches all cut up. Some people actually peel peaches. I don't personally. I love the whole fruit. If you don't like a fuzzy peach, just so you know, when you cook it, that fuzziness goes away. But if you'd rather a nectarine, perfectly fine. So what I do here, instead of using cornstarch, I personally like flour better, but it's up to you. If you'd rather go without the flour, you can absolutely use cornstarch. I think everybody has their thing, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to add a little bit of sugar. I'm also going to add a little bit of brown sugar to this as well. Now I'm going to add 1 lemon, because I truly feel like the lemon brings out the true natural flavor of the peach.
And release the pectin of the fruit.
And releases the pectin of the fruit. Thank you, chef. I need you here more often. Okay, I'm also going to add, now she's got cinnamon in the topping, so I'm going to add vanilla to the filling. I wouldn't add cinnamon twice, and I wouldn't do the vanilla twice. I like it 1 and 1. And then finally, the flour. Not too much, you don't want to get too thick. You want everything to still be somewhat juicy, but the juice to have a viscosity to it. All right, so my filling is done. So I always like to take something that's not too incredibly deep. I'd rather more surface area than depth, personally, when I make a crisp, because I love topping. So I'm just going to put my filling right into there.
The topping is always the best part.
The topping is always the best part. I mean, you have that crunchy texture, which goes beautifully with a little ice cream. So I'm just going to put it right in there. Amalia, tell us about the students that come here. What are they like?
They have different tastes. Some of them want to put their own business. Some of them just want to go and work for a restaurant or for pastry, bakeries. They
Is
have
it an older crowd?
No, we have different ages. We have from 18 to, I had an 82 years old woman.
That's
who came because it was
amazing.
her dream to come and study.
Wow.
And she said as soon as her kids grown up and her grandsons grown up, she said
It's
she's
time for
going to
her.
follow her dream.
That's incredible.
And I said, do it. It's your time now.
I love it. I love to see so many different people that come here and study. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, most of them didn't have the opportunity in their countries to do it.
I see that you teach classes in Spanish. Is there also English? Or?
Yes,
Okay.
I teach both, in
Okay.
Spanish and English. And I have a mixed group, I teach in both languages.
I've actually never seen that before in culinary school. It's nice to see, and I think it's very much needed, especially here in Coral Gables.
No, and you know, I do it in both languages most of the time because I want them to learn the language at the same time they learn the skills to get out on the street. So that way they got like 2 in 1.
Right. I think it's pretty cool. I love it. All right, if you want to top that, go ahead and top the crisp with your topping. And I actually have one that's ready. So I always bake a crisp on a sheet pan so that any juices that might overflow do not destroy my oven. So this is what the crisp looks like when it comes out of the oven. May I invite you to a bowl?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
So our beautiful crisp is golden. Our peach juices are nice and thick, so we won't lose any bit of that delicious peach juice. They're good and tender. This only took about 45 to 50 minutes to cook at about 375. Go ahead and top it with a little bit of your favorite brand of vanilla ice cream. I mean, why not?
Yes.
Or, of course, you can do peach ice cream or sorbet if you'd rather.
It's a perfect dessert for a family gathering.
Right? I think so. And there you go.
Thank you, Chef.
And this one's me, that one's you. Salud.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, everybody, let's thank Amalia so much. Come right back as SoFlo Taste rolls on this morning. Thank you all. SoFloShows.com is a great place to celebrate the food of South Florida. It's also the place to ask me a question or make a comment, especially a good comment. Again, SoFloShows.com. Stay tuned to SoFlo Taste. We'll be right back. Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. All of my recipes are available on the SoFlo Shows webpage. Just scan this quick response code for a quick trip to the informative SoFlo Shows page. With SoFlo Home Project and SoFlo Health there too, you'll also see this QR code on the ingredient list throughout the show. Now back to my summer desserts. This is a yummy one, everybody. Meringue is kind of scary, but once you get it, you got it. So let's make a quick meringue so we can make this beautiful, beautiful dessert. It's a take on an Eton Mess, which is a British dessert. So to make the meringue, I'm gonna add some egg whites, sugar, cream of tartar, very important. Cream of tartar is great. I never really believed in it before until I made meringue the right way because it holds the egg whites. Also, salt, really important. It works with the cream of tartar. So let's go ahead and hold this up. Turn this on. And make some meringue. So we're looking for thick ribbons that hold their structure. I have a little bit of vanilla paste, which has beautiful little pieces of the vanilla seed in there, and that will flavor it, as well as once it's laid out on a sheet pan, I'll put a little bit of lime zest for brightness. So there's 2 ways you can do this. This is a piece of parchment paper, but when I made this at home, I actually used a Silpat, which let me show you when I lift my meringue. It's this great material that allows things to never ever stick. It's really wonderful. Okay, my meringue is getting stiff. So what I'm going to do is just add the vanilla and let it go a little bit longer. So let's take a quick look and see where we are. What you usually would do is take your whisk, and you see how I'm still dripping a little bit, so we're not set completely there. Let me go a little bit longer. Oh, we're almost there. Perfect. Okay, everybody, I think we're there. So let me show you what this looks like. I'm going to actually bring the whole thing towards me. So this is how you can check for egg whites being ready. You see how it just holds its shape there? All right, so what we're going to do is, let me get this whisk out of here. And we're just going to basically take the meringue and lay it onto the parchment paper. As evenly as you can. Like so. Once that's done, sorry, I'm a little bit of a mess, but that's the fun part, right? Go ahead and microplane lime zest all over the top. Place this in a 200-degree oven. Now this is not quick. This takes a long time. My meringue took about 2.5 to 3 hours last night, but remember, it's 200 degrees, it's really low. It can actually sit there for quite a long time. In fact, you can leave it there for almost 4 hours. And if it's not crisp enough, just throw it back in there. Your oven can actually sit there in that temperature, or even 180, all night long if you want to. That's how you can actually make your meringue, is if you lower the temperature, it can sit and dry out, and it will be beautifully crispy like mine. So come right back so we can build this Eton mess. Actually, it's a tropical mess. Together, taste buds. See you in a minute. Can't remember what I topped my ceviche with, or the recipe for my mother's flan? Go to SoFloShows.com and look it up. You'll find every recipe from apple crisp to zabaglione and everyone in between. That's SoFloShows.com. We'll see what's cooking on SoFlo Taste right after this. Welcome back to the SoFlo Taste. So I'm going to finish my beautiful tropical mess, is what I'm calling it. I have a little bit of semi-whipped cream in here. I'm going to add Greek yogurt to it. A little bit of sugar to make it yummy. Whip this up. So it becomes a Greek yogurt whipped cream. I'm getting crazy today, everybody. Okay. Then we've got gorgeous tropical fruit. Kiwi, mangoes, papayas. Raspberries, not so tropical, but delicious, so whatever. I'm gonna add a little bit of a tangerine zest to that. Okay, let's build it. So I think I'm gonna start with the cream. Let me just mix this up a little bit. So I'm taking the Greek yogurt cream and placing it on the bottom. We'll take our fruit and place it right over the top. Make sure you get a little bit of everything. And then we have our lime meringue that I just kind of broke up into pieces and placed right over the top for crispy, crunchy texture and a little bit of lime zest flavor. And there you have it, a tropical mishi mess. Aren't those some great dessert recipes? Well, I think so. I hope you can put them into your rotation while these ingredients are in season and plentiful. Next week, I'll be giving you recipes that have a crunch. Yep, munchies with plenty of crunchies. A crispy fish sandwich, some crunchy croquetas, and my secret to crispy, crunchy French fries. Don't miss it. Time to check in with design expert Elena Capra, host of SoFlo Home Project. Good morning, Elena. What have you got coming up?
Hi, Michelle. Good morning. So this beautiful weather we are having has inspired me to talk about fabulous outdoor spaces. All you need is the right swimsuit sometimes to just enjoy it. Coming up on SoFlo Home Project, we take a look at how fashion influences home design.
So taste buds again, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next week. Goodbye, mwah, and good taste. Desserts.